We are live. Audio check.
Mic check. Oh, I'm actually doing
One,
quite
two,
well.
1, 2.
Yeah, that.
Check. Oh, look at that. We just got an order.
Ew.
Anyways, here we are. A little late. But you know what? It's better than the previous weeks. And we have real microphones.
Yeah.
So hopefully it
we sound
sounds
better.
a
Yeah.
little better.
Audio, video, good.
If one of us is higher than the other, I can actually control that now. So let me know.
Sweet.
And yeah, we are ready to
Window
fire.
liquor.
Oh.
So funny. What's up, everybody? Meow. Meow. Well,
gotta
do you
put-
see me eating mice?
Am I hopping around all nimbly bimbly?
Nimbly bimbly. Has anybody ever seen Death to Smoochie? Just to start this off on
No,
a
no,
completely
no, no, no. We're
unrelated
starting
topic.
off with fish.
I knew he was going to do that as soon as I
This
said
is a
it. I was
fish
like, I'm
stream.
going to get in trouble.
If you want to start a movie YouTube channel, I think that would actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, I know.
So what's going on, everyone? A lot of people have been buying fish, so I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you using our discount code. That's really helpful.
Thanks, you people.
We still have not gotten any new fish, which is very unfortunate.
So sad.
So sad. Jody, I still haven't had a chance to inventory my corridoras. But we have been working on the fish room, which has been really fun. We're doing it one tank at a time, like the last video I posted said. And we have our first one coming out this week, hopefully Wednesday. You'll
I
see.
really missed working on the fish tanks and the reptile tanks. Like, it's very cathartic. I kind of forget, like, why I love the hobby so much. It's not just looking at the fish. I like working on stuff.
Ooh. Zen says, Audra, did you ever use your Dan's fish card?
Oh, of course. I would assume yes.
Yeah, if y'all have bought fish, let us know.
I still don't understand how people sit on gift cards or, like, credits or anything. I'm like, I already got things lined up in my brain that I would buy, you know?
I'd also like to point out, I really love the framing of this, where it just says, you're stupid.
Yeah, you're stupid.
Lumi apparently has some Apistos coming, or did she say Habrosis?
Either way, good.
Apistos.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's
where'd you
cool.
get Apistos from? Here's one for you. Zach Kittle.
I see it.
65-gallon West African biotope stock option. My blue eye Congos will be getting an upgrade.
So you should just do the exact tank we have. I went and checked an old live stream because the tank we have right now I actually talked about in, like, I think it was like maybe the first live stream I did. And you were asking me about, like, my favorite fish. And I listed off every single fish we have in the tank that we have right now. And I just thought, that's really exciting. I know it's not like, maybe it's nothing to somebody, but it's a big deal to me to have all the fish that I didn't necessarily think I'd ever have. But you could definitely do, like, I guess if you wanted to keep it kind of like smaller fish, you want to get something to go with the, like, school alongside the Congos. I always love Lampi Achilles, the Norman's Lampi Achilles. I think that would look cool. I used to keep those. Loved them. I wish we still had some. We had some before, but we don't now. It's very sad. If you wanted something larger, or like larger but not large, you could do the Microtenopoma and Sorghii, which are the little mini tenopoma. I love those guys, or any of
Maybe
the
he doesn't know
tenopoma.
what tenopoma. Those are bushfish.
Yeah, they're tenopomas though. They're bushfish, yes.
Yeah, I know, but
They're really
not everyone knows scientific names.
That's true. I'm sorry.
That's all I'm saying.
They're bushfish. They're perches. That's what they are. Like different types of climbing perch.
I can't believe you haven't said spotted Congo puffers yet.
I was getting there. I was going to say spotted Congo puffers. If you wanted to drop a little bit of quiche, you could definitely throw at least one of those in there, and always a joy to keep those. And I love my Distichotis. I know some people might be underwhelmed with them, but I just love keeping them so much.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Of course.
Because that's a perfect segue. Speaking of spending a little quiche.
Oh, yeah.
Got to show these guys off. I don't know if anyone has seen these. This is a bucket list fish for a lot of people.
Super cool.
Yes, that price reflects it. So if you want to drop a little quiche on some really cool fish, spawn these. Talk about breeding fish for profit. Holy smokes.
Really?
Not the most easiest fish to find. So, $260. It makes shipping a little easier when you spend that much.
Right? It's just a drop in the hat at that point.
But anyways, I just want to throw these fish out there. They're super
Really
dope.
yeah.
They're the straight dope.
Okay, micro
Totes.
Physogobio taphingensis. I really enjoy that name.
They're totes adorbs.
Enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
Enough of that.
Totes adore.
You're driving me nuts.
We've been
with
watching for the first time ever The Righteous Gemstones, and it is
Well,
so
I've
amazing.
watched it, but-
Only season 1.
that. 2.
Well, you've only seen season 2?
No, I think season 1 and 2.
No, because when we were watching season 2, I was asking
think
about it, and you were
towards
like,
the
I haven't
end.
seen this one yet.
Yeah, towards the
But
end.
anyways, Spotted Congo Puffer. Let's get
Spotted
back to
Congo
it.
Puffer, the Disticotis tugelsi are amazing. You could do Nanochromis.
Oh, let me interrupt you again, because Audra says she has a massive gift card. Why not use it for some purple self-in
Audra,
dragons?
how do you have a massive
Zen
gift
Ginger
card?
says that Audra has a massive gift
Oh,
card.
I see.
But there you go, like easy peasy.
So before I forget, Nanochromis. If you can find some Nanochromis.
Oh, let me interrupt. No, I'm just kidding.
I knew that was coming. Some Nanochromis. Any type of Nanochromis, really, would be super cool in there. You can do different types of Pelvicochromis species, Wallaciochromis. Lots of options there. Lots of
Teleogramma.
options. Yeah. You could do those. God, there's a lot of options.
Let's see. There was a question from not to Turtle Tom. Did he get deleted?
What?
Did he get the axe?
Ooh.
See, a lot of his messages are
Just
redacted.
retracted.
All
What
right,
did it
Mr.
say?
Forrest says, "What do
Oh.
I need to help my epistogrammas breed?" Mr. Forrest, or just Forrest, Mrs. Forrest, whatever. We need to know what kind of epistos.
Yeah.
That would help us out. The dopest dope. She's about to smack you upside the head. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, wait. A follow-up question from Forrest. What do I need to help my epistogrammas to breed? I have caves and epistogramma huts. And how do you tell them apart? If you can't tell them apart, they're probably not old enough to spawn yet, because it's pretty easy. The males are colorful. The females are gray, or when they're ready to spawn, they will turn yellow. Their bodies will turn
Most
yellow.
of them, have some type of yellow.
But the reason I want to know the species is because there's some species like Orange Flash or the triple double reds, the cockatoides. They'll breed in anything. It doesn't even matter. But there's a lot of species that do require a lower pH to get them to spawn. So that might be your problem. If your pH is too high, they're not going to spawn. Also, I would like to address that our audio is still lagging behind our video. I don't know why.
Weak.
It's on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or wired. It is still always, no matter which way, lagging behind. So still a work in progress there.
Yeah, it's rough.
Okay. You also have chat right here too, if that
I know,
helps.
yeah.
Looks like you're looking off in
I
space.
am. I know. I look like an idiot. Idiot. Thank you. So nice to me. This makes me feel really good about myself.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Yeah.
McMasteri. Okay, so McMasteri are probably like, if I had to rate them, probably the second, maybe third easiest to spawn. If you don't know what your pH is, then you need to find out what it is, because it might just... They'll spawn in neutral pH, but if it's a little higher than that, you might have some problems.
What's happening over there?
She's just having a good time.
Oh, good.
Is that fish room fever? Holy smokes. What have you been up to, buddy? Hope you're doing well.
Fish room fever.
I'm definitely not a professional streamer.
Talker.
Got these new mic stands, too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very fancy over here.
My guess is, though, since you can't tell their sexes, you probably have to grow them out a little bit more. Your water's probably fine. It should be very, especially with McMasteri, it should be very obvious which ones are male and female.
Did we ask what else you keep them with, or are you keeping them alone, or what's the setup situation? Like the tank setup. No, I mean.
What's this? My Dan's box? Yeah, just like the shipping box. Call it a box, whatever. Yeah, they might be getting stressed out by other tank inhabitants too. So
That's kind of what I was thinking, is if there's other stuff.
or
in
if you
there.
have them with like Danios that are obviously not going to
Frantic fish.
bother them at all, but their behavior might bother them as far as how
Their behavior
frantic
bothers
they are.
me. All right. So it does. I don't care for it.
Daniel's got the hand on that one.
Yeah, I don't care for it. It's too much.
Thank you, Curtis, for the $1 super chat. It goes to our house fund.
whoop.
You.
Oh yeah, that's right. The dissolved giraffe fund. It's now,
We're
such a
still looking. We're still trying.
2025 dissolved giraffe fund. So sad. 20-gallon tall with a few guppies. You know, even
should be fine.
guppies. But even guppies, think about it. If they're,
I've bred mine with guppies.
I believe it. But I'm saying some fish are finicky. You never know. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm gonna go back to they're probably not mature
enough.
enough to spawn.
They're not ready yet.
A lot of times with
Yet.
Apistos too, you'll get what's called a sneaker male, meaning you may have thought you bought a pair, but if there's a dominant male, the other males will try to cross-dress as females so they don't get picked on.
That's the scientific term.
So
Yeah.
that might be going on too. So this is why a lot of places when you buy like pairs, they say like attempted pair for that reason.
Is she happy or?
Mm-hmm. Sure
Okay.
seems like it.
All right.
Some dude has a question for you.
Maybe it's for you. They're Kalitawas.
I know, but I'm going to go see what's going on
Oh.
over here.
I have a 55 gallon that I want to breed my Kalitawa rainbows in. Should I do 1 male, 2 to 4 females, or my whole school of 3 males and 6 females? Well, that's definitely a question for him. Did you hear that?
No, what is it?
So, I have to look up here. 55 gallon wants to breed the Kalitawas, 1 male with 2 to 4 females, or the whole school of 3 males and 6 females. What's going to be a better option for spawning? Put them all in.
So the males will spar each other and...
The males will do what rainbow fish males do, which is why they're enjoyable. And
A lot of times, people with some species will have problems breeding rainbows with one male because there's not that, you'll see males like flashing each other or trying to establish
Feats of
a
strength.
hierarchy. And you don't get that with one male, so you don't get like the more natural behavior with them.
Steven. That's funny. Dressing up as a girl to avoid harassment, you say? We do say. Fancy that, right?
Prodigal Aquarius says, maybe next time I'm off to bed, I wonder if I missed a question. I don't see anything. I'm scrolling up.
Wait, what's their name? What is it? Who's it?
He's a gray, so I'm looking for gray.
Malfunctioning.
Prodigal gray. I don't see. If you have a question, I
Oh,
apologize,
yeah.
but neither of us see it.
I don't
But
see it.
have a good sleep there, buddy.
Sleep well, friend.
We're gonna have to do a quick boop, 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 boop. Unhappy.
And now, on with...
Nose is so
Technical difficulties, obviously, as you can see. There you go.
Oh. Yeah, we have a malfunctioning part in the room right now. Let's see. Claire, you want to try a cool colony breeding project with a wild type live bearer? Anyone have any ideas of fun species? Wild type live bearer. I mean, you could always do like goodeids are cool. Those are fun. Trout goodeids are probably my personal favorite, and we've kept them. Yes, Heterandria formosa, which we have right now. Least killies. Those are great. We actually, I took a bunch of moss out of our least killie tank and discovered even more babies. They're really fun to watch because they're tiny, but they stay out. They're not super shy, so that would be a cool one. Definitely would recommend those. Oh yeah, black chin live bearers are cool. I've never kept those. Have you kept those? Oh, he's kept them. So there you go. Are they difficult to spawn? I would assume no. There you go. There's another good option. As long as you don't have soft water. I do not know a ton about those, so good thing he does. Mitchell said with Apistos, something like a guppy that is basically a similar size pushover will actually make the male and female Apisto form a tighter bond to fight off the other fish if they are a pair. Yeah, there's a very good, end to that sentence if they are a pair. There are some Apistos that just will never pair up. If they're not a pair, they're not doing it. Like, I've seen that happen. We've had Apistos like that. Well, in our water is probably not. I don't know. There's multiple factors there, but there should be a baby-themed hold screen. Maybe we'll work on that. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, we're like spin around.
Yeah. We'll work on that. That's in the works.
So many things in the works.
To be continued there.
Coming back.
Wish I had this in a sign. I have 3 kids. I'm just constantly holding up my finger. Yeah, just one more minute. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. 5 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Something. Just give me a minute.
Two Turtle Tom says we're having fun with the humpback lemia. Those are actually really
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
I've wanted
there you
those for a while. I think Fish Tank Barn was going to send me some at one point, but kind of got distracted. Did you get Fish Room Fever with the $1 super chat?
No, what a jerk.
I think
sorry.
2 $1 super chats.
Holy moly, I'm sorry.
3 $1
I am
super chats.
really good at this. Sorry, guys. Thank you all.
Thanks,
it's
buddy.
You did it 3 separate times. It's even more exciting. What?
Nothing.
What?
I literally said 3.
I know, I didn't see
Oh.
it. It was separate.
Mm.
My brain hadn't gotten there yet.
Curtis, with the world's worst hang on back, says Aqua Clear screwed me. Oh, what a shocker.
I'm sorry.
This
dude.
weekend, it tipped back on the tank and started overflowing onto the floor. Put about 30 gallons of water on the floor before I got to
Yep.
it.
They do that a lot. They do that a lot. They're really crap. They just are horrible.
The Epistogramma are the same colors, about 2.5 inches. Well, they should definitely be sexable at 2.5 inches, so you might have the same sex.
2.5 inches is like full grown in a lot of cases.
Yeah, you may not have a pair. So I don't know if you have Facebook, but you can go to my Facebook group, which is just Steenfott Aquatics, and share a picture and be like, hey, can anyone help me sex these? Or any of the various fish groups. Although there's no fish police in our group, so that's pretty nice. Or I don't know, you have other avenues like Instagram, or if you just want to email us a picture, you could do that at steenfottakatics@gmail.com. And I could let you know to the best of my ability.
Word.
Bob needs to get a clip of the old "We Had a Baby, It's a Boy" and do a voiceover with a girl. I agree.
Yeah, that would be funny. She has been sleeping like all day long, but of course we come in here and she chooses to freak
Audra
out.
says, I kept the black chins, and man, they breed like crazy, and the males are relentless. I find that true with a lot of live bearers.
Oh, Jennifer. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, is supernatural jungle river sand good for Geophagus topahos? I'm not familiar with that.
That's like the Petco brand. It's just the generic. Yeah, it's just sand.
Oh, yes. Then as
Yeah.
long as it's a soft sand, yeah, totally fine. By soft sand, no jagged edges, not super sharp, not like
It's very
like,
fine.
very fine, and you could touch it and not scrape yourself on it. That's what you want for Geophagus, because you don't want them ingesting anything sharp that's going to damage their gills.
Any experience with Antuta bettas? Not me. I've never had wild type bettas nor mouth brooders. They look super cool.
I've never kept the Antutas, but Leo has some right now, right?
I don't think Leo's here.
Well, then he's useless. Thanks a lot, Leo.
Mm-hmm.
He's completely useless. Nancy, he has some right now. I've never kept the Antuta. I think they're super cool. I would keep them. I'd keep any wild betta, really. I'm really open to any of them. They're that cool.
I'm sure we'll get back into wild bettas after
Yeah.
the move.
Yeah, that's one that I definitely don't want to just leave alone. I'd love to try and breed some. What is the best way to maintain a low pH? Wood, Indian almond leaves, or coconut huts? What's your opinion there?
I've never noticed much of a change with coconut husks,
Never.
huts. But definitely leaves can be a little difficult. I would say wood is probably the most consistent. You could also do, I don't know if you run like a hang on back, you can maybe throw some peat moss in there. A lot of people like that. I just try to fill it with wood.
Yeah, wood was always my go-to, and it worked just fine.
I think eventually it'll like lower its capacity to soften your water, but it will take a while.
Ooh, Donnie said he's gonna get some rubra. Nice. I love hearing people getting wild bettas. That's just great. Hopefully, I don't think it'll single-handedly tank the Splendens industry, but it'd be nice to see more people gravitate
Steven
towards
wants to
wilds.
know,
What does he want to know?
can I apply for the vacant role of fish police in the group?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, we don't have an opening, but you can apply for the opening of internal affairs to police
Ooh.
the fish police. Mm-hmm,
Wow, that's even deeper.
Yep.
Inception.
Mitchell coming in with some knowledge says you can pretty much treat all of the large mouth brooding bettas the same. The only one that stands out is the macrostoma, are generally awful at holding without eating the eggs/babies.
I have heard that, Mitchell, and when I had my pair, which
That's
they
probably
never
why they're
spawned.
$300.
Yeah, they're not cheap because they're not easy.
Speaking
to
of
breed.
which, we
They're
have
beautiful.
people out there spending $300 a pair for betta macrostroma. These are only $259. So
For one.
No, it's a pair.
Oh, it is a pair.
Yeah, it is a pair.
Learn how to read, Chelsea.
Yep.
Leo is here. We're fools.
Learn to read, noob.
Hey, Leo.
Well, he hasn't said anything,
He's just lurking like a freaking creep.
or I'm just ignoring him like per usual.
I breed domestics, but I breed the healthy ones. Hey, I have no beef with the Splendens if they're bred right and kept correctly. It's because of, those two things that I get very upset with them. Not the fish itself. That's cool though. Placots, yeah, that's what I had when I had Splendens.
Two Turtle Tom wants to know of your experience with Normans. Says he bought a group, I think 10, and they died off one by one over the course of a couple months. That has not been my experience. In my experience, they've been very hardy.
Right. I loved mine, and they did quite well and were very, very happy fish. I would never, if anybody was thinking about getting Normans and they had the right setup and pretty much they could fit in a lot of setups, I'd say get them. They're such cool fish. They look like they're glowing. They're very, very pretty.
Better late than never. I'm going to say, I just want to point out that the grays are really coming in strong today.
I know. I like the questions.
We got a lot of grays in the chat today.
Opinion on mascara barbs.
I appreciate it, yes.
I kept filament barbs, which are the poor man's mascara barbs.
I think, why am I farther away now?
I don't know, but so I couldn't tell you about mascaras.
Like looking at other people's mascara bar. It's like owning a boat, right? You want your friend to own a boat. You don't want to own a boat.
True.
That's how I feel about mascara barbs because I like planted tanks, and when I had them, they destroyed all my plants.
Really?
Oh, it was like they had a personal vendetta.
F these plants.
Like, you killed my father.
I'm coming for
Prepare
you.
to die.
That's funny. Yeah, I kept the filament, not the mascara. It wasn't even on purpose, and it wasn't for a terribly long time. So
funny thing is that they're normally expensive fish, but our Petco sells the filament barbs for $5.
$5.
It's crazy.
And they're real small, and I think that's one of those fish that I don't want them to get sold real small because then they're going to end up in a 20-gallon tank, and those are big fish. They're big fish, and they move quick, and they move a lot.
Donnie says, y'all know anything about guppies? I have a really specific question. Well,
no, I do not.
No, a little bit, and there's a lot of people in the chat,
yeah,
so
lots
maybe.
of people here do, I feel like.
I feel like we don't get a lot of people in the live streams, but the people we do get, we get some pretty high-quality people.
I agree with that, and I trust the information that they're giving out, and that's something that I think is very valuable, so.
Stephen P.
Oh, Stephen, you stop it right now. Thank you, Stephen and Jenna. Thank you both. I always will thank Jenna also.
I'm a sexist, I guess.
Jenna's always included in that, and I know she's here, so.
10 gifted subs. So Jennifer, better late than never. Benjamin, welcome back. Linda, welcome back. Just one more fish. That's a good name. I like that one. Passing Wind is also.
Passing Wind's another one.
Very appropriate for our household right now. Donald Hall and MH John, welcome. We will be streaming for the members right after this. And not to be overshadowed, Johnny Best with the $1 super chat.
Buddy.
Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Steven is the best. He's the best.
Ooh, fish for life. I don't want to talk about my power bill.
What? Oh.
How high do your water and electricity bills tend to be given the fish room? So the water is like nothing. Our water is so cheap. We live in Washington. There's never any shortage of water here.
There's water everywhere.
I don't care what people say. They're always like, oh, it's going to be a drought this year. I'm like, no, and that's never going to happen.
There's water everywhere.
So our water bill, I think, is $50 every 2 months. And you're allotted so many gallons, and I think we've gone over it like 3 times in the last 2 years. So, $25 a month for water. The power bill is about $300 to $400 a month.
I'm used to that, though, because I had a high power bill for a long time.
Oh, jeez, if you just keep it in your mouth.
Oh, boy. Where was that question? Anyone know anything about crown-tail guppy genetics? No one in the U.S. seems to know about them. Donnie, I would know nothing. I don't think he really knows, but somebody else might. So if anybody knows, chime in. Because we are unhelpful there. My rainbow's like wrecking or eating my plants. I leave Val and Anubias alone. Yes, I experienced that to a degree with my rainbows. They were in a very heavily planted tank, so there was just so many plants that they couldn't even destroy them quick enough. The only fish I've ever kept personally that would eat any plant, including Anubias and Val and Java Fern, was my Severums. It was ridiculous. Gregory, my dad used my guppies for his birds and bees talk. I already had figured it out because of the male guppies. His father used breeding cattle for the talk. I would have preferred the bull. Probably a little bit easier to understand there, eh?
I keep hitting that every time.
Why do some people call tanks like 20-gallon or 20 breeder or 40-gallon or 40 breeder? Is there a difference? Yes, Brock, there is a difference, and it's the height of the tank usually. So a breeder, like a 20 breeder, a 40 breeder, they're shorter than your standard 20-gallon.
And they're usually, well, they're still rectangle, but
Yeah.
they're usually more boxy looking.
They do look boxier. A 40 breeder is one of my favorite tanks. I think they're great, but there's, a time and a place for all tanks. And so if you have a species that can stay in a tank that isn't quite as high, they're really good options. Or for breeding.
Scott with a $5 super chat. No comment, no question. Just saying, here's $5.
Power move, Scott. Thanks,
Go get
buddy.
some Starbucks.
Sadly, God, I remember when $5 used to cover my Starbucks.
And speaking, I heard some rainbow talk while I was away, and I
Yeah.
would like to say there are some species of rainbow that will eat duckweed as well. So my running river rainbows, I forget the scientific name, but those would clear out all my tanks of duckweed. It was so nice.
You have a plant biter, huh, Steven? I've never had a spotted Congo. Well, maybe one of them. I think the one that Matt has, I think he was a plant biter. Or she. I think it was a girl.
Nah, you're going to have to hold her.
Yeah.
God dang it, I did it again.
Seemed like she was not going to stop that. I don't know if I have room to because of this thing. You never know until you try. That's true. That is also true. You know until you try again. $20 breeder. I don't know if I've ever actually seen a 20 breeder in real life. Have you?
I have never heard of one.
I've never. Yeah, I didn't.
30 is the smallest.
I was gonna say I've heard of the 30s. I've heard of 60s. I've heard of
40s and 50s.
yeah. Never a 20. Not to say it doesn't exist though. The drought in Washington is you have to pull the hose out a couple times this summer. Yeah. See, Northern California was perpetually in a drought, but it's because we send all of our water to Southern California all the time. My Melanotania trifasciatus Blythe River eat all the duckweed. What a good fish. What a good fish. Is a 20 breeder just a 20 long? That's a good point, Mitchell. That might be the case. That could be considered. I've never heard it called that, but maybe I swear sometimes I hear things and I'm like, how have I never heard that before? You know? Would you call the Moore Square 55 a breeder other than the 55 long? Well, there's a regular 55 and then a 50 breeder. 50 breeder. So,
A bigger 40 breeder.
right, which is exactly a larger version of the 40 breeder.
PetSmart sells a 50-gallon, but it's just a smaller 55. It's still a long. I wouldn't call that a breeder.
My Starbucks mocha plus a 3-ounce cup of espresso cost me almost $20 with tip now. Ridiculous, but I can't quit it. Can't quit you.
That's ridiculous.
I know. I've had coffee. I've purchased coffee like daily since I was in high school, basically. I don't even want to think about the amount of money I've spent there. But it's the one thing. I'm not like, that's my vice, besides fish. But you know, that's okay.
There might be others.
What? I would love to know.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see about that.
Shoes,
I don't have a lot of shoes.
purses.
Okay. I cannot roll my eyes hard enough. No. You're full of it. Full of it. Sacramento area proper is routinely in a state of drought. Correct, Garage Gills. However, we would not be if we did not...
Nordstrom's.
Shut up. If we did not ship all of our water
Sacramento.
down to California. Coffee does sound so good right now. I have a free coffee. I almost got it earlier. I'm kind of glad I didn't. Almost had round 2. I'm saving it. Thank you, Candy. I'm not a purse. I don't even have a purse. I have a wallet. Look at the look of this.
Okay.
I can imagine the looks on both of our faces right now.
Okay.
Really. Look at my eyes roll back in my head.
Candy, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well.
I know. I'm glad you're here, Candy. Always-
Somebody needs to make it down there soon for some dinner?
Where's this headed?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I really need a pedicure.
You got to see the baby.
You gotta see the baby. Everybody's got. She's actually starting to smile, so she's kind of looking cute now instead of just making stupid faces all the time. It's nice. Sometimes I question it though. you know.
My spotted Congos bite every crypt just in case it's delicious.
You never know.
Just in case.
You never know. Let SoCal shrivel.
I have a
Right.
fanny pack.
Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. My mom always had a fanny pack growing up. She was a fanny, queen of the fanny. She always had one. I loved it. I thought it was super cool.
Queen Fanny, huh?
Queen Fanny. Maybe Sadie, that's what you're calling your grandma. Grandma Fanny. Oh, great. Now I woke her up. It's gas. It's our doctor said, because I asked, I was like, is she smiling yet? She's like, she should be having sometimes now when she actually smiles. I was like, sweet. But you never know, you know. Could go either way. Could go either way. So I just want to go ahead and confirm for anybody who's ever said they'd never spend, what was it, like 30, 40 bucks on a Tetra. I want to confirm you still feel that way after seeing our video on our West African tank and seeing these lamp-eye Congos. Because we've waited a good while for ours to get mature and to color up, and they look ridiculously good. Like, they're just as good as I ever dreamed, wanted. They're such pretty fish. They're totally worth the price. So just wait. Just wait and see. Yes, gas equals smiles. It's true.
Yes, Leo. Your weekly update.
What?
Your answer is yes.
She's still she's still yes. She's still roommating.
Gregory Potter with $9.99 says 2 cups,
Hey.
please. Nope, not gonna happen. Goes to the house fund. No coffee fund.
Wow. You're pretty nice about my coffee, given how irritating it is. I have to say.
I don't know why coffee is irritating. So you're like, do you mind if we stop and get coffee? Yes. Who cares?
Well,
Why would I care?
Because
Every day for 2 years. Do you mind if we stop for coffee?
Because I'm polite. That's why. I can't do it because I have to buy so many. We had 8, and we did lose a few, which is flippin' painful. But we have a solid group of 1 male and 4 females, and they all look ridiculously stunning. They really, really like to move around a lot. They look so good with the Disticotis, and they kind of school together. Have you noticed that? They just move all together. It's very cool. It's very cool.
Steenfott Aquatics, I feel like you're picking on me today. I got feeling okay.
He's got feelings.
I got feelings okay.
I only say I won't spend that much just to sound like a reasonable person, but emotions can take over. Yeah, it's... You know, I would have spent that much on them one way or the other eventually. So the way we did get them by trading in our fry was even... It made it feel so much better.
Have you been using my computer?
Me?
Now there is a Nordstrom's screenshot on
That's
my
for
desktop.
Christmas present.
Oh. Okay. Dang. Gotta get that off of there. Zen Ginger with the $4. $4. Thank you, Zen. I appreciate it.
Zen. I like that amount. $4. It's a good one. Have you guys ever taken fish through TSA? I might have to do it soon, and I am nervous even. I've never done it, but I don't think you should have a problem. I really don't.
I've never done it either, and I'm also nervous, but everyone says as long as the fish are alive in the water,
Yeah.
then they know it's water and not like gasoline or something. I don't know.
Right, your fish isn't like deteriorating in the bag, which you don't want either way, right? I can't stand people drinking iced coffee next to me.
That's very specific.
Because of the ice? Is it loud? Is it because they like swish it? I do
For
that.
doll hairs.
Ugh, God.
Do you want $2?
Shut up. God. Oh, if we can trade for expensive fish, that's not the same as cash money I'm getting. Yeah, it's... It
That's why you
feels-
gotta breed something.
Right,
Like,
it feels different. We just... you don't have to breed a ton of stuff. You just get really
if
good
you're
at
just a
breeding one
casual
thing.
person with like one aquarium, that's fine. But I
Yeah.
feel like none of you are that, or you wouldn't be in a YouTube live stream.
Y'all have issues, so you might as well make some money.
I mean,
or some
just get a
fish off
20
it.
gallon, set it off to the side, throw some shrimp and guppies in there, and then boom, you've got, money.
You know, I'm actually really pleased with what we have chosen to breed, like with the T-bars, because I love the T-bars. It's nice to breed a fish that you actually like, and I just really enjoy them.
I thought people justified the coffee each day by getting the free pup cups. What's that?
Oh, so when you take your dog through the drive-through, they'll make a little whipped cream cup for them. Yeah, it makes
That
me
sounds miserable to me.
makes me want to punch somebody in the face, but what are you gonna do? I don't participate in anything like in that vein. Like I'm good.
In that vein?
Yes, of things. Like in that vein.
Like, you have a vein of silver, or?
I wish. God, that'd be nice.
Yeah, me too. Go find one.
Okay, I'll work on that. That'll be what I do next.
We need that bubbling brew, not the coffee.
See, what I was telling him was it's weird because where I come from, and I'm not even saying it, but where I come from, we have a ton of, like, fancy coffee houses. Like, I could throw a rock and hit, like, 5 of them from my old house. There is no drive-thrus. Here, there are no coffee houses. There's only drive-thru coffee. And it's, like, Dutch Brothers-esque coffee. So it's, like, candy coffee. Like, not the coffee that I had back
Who
home.
cares? Coffee's disgusting. Let's talk fish. I am pondering if I should breed the Hastatus and
Wow.
longfin snow white pleco. Yes, why not?
We're done here.
Why not?
We're done here.
Mm-hmm. Gonna pay for that one later,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah. I hope I can breed my pygmy sunfish. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Those are darling. We hardly ever see ours. Working hard to breed my CW 111s.
Very nice, Connor. The Vulcan Corey.
I believe that there are coffee houses in downtown Edmonds. That I do believe. But you know, Candy, where I am, there are no coffee houses. None. There's only drive-through.
Really, pup cuts? I thought milk caused problems for most dogs.
It's like...
Well, I know it does for cats.
It's about 2 squirts of whipped cream where unless you have a dog that has issues with lactose and is already on death's doorstep, it's not going to do anything to your dog. It's their whipped cream too. It's not super sugary. Like, it's probably the one thing there that isn't super sugary. It's fine.
Alex says you need a LFS to trade fish. I agree. I miss having an LFS to take fish to.
Ooh, that's one of the things I'm so looking forward to about Sacramento. I have so many places to take fish.
Our closest one is Aquarium Co-op, and that's like a day trip, it feels like.
It is not, but it is. I mean, it's a good, solid 3 hours no matter what. Like, that is, you are guaranteed to at least be there out and about in that area for 3 hours. Which is, you know, sometimes you can commit to that sometimes. There is coffee at Nordstrom Aquatic Moose. Excuse me. Yes, it's delicious. They have delicious coffee.
Yeah,
at
we have to
Nordstrom.
go every time.
You married me. Ooh, I've never been able to use that before. That's fun. I like
You
it.
married me.
I know.
I didn't marry you.
Yes, you did. That's how that works.
You didn't ask me. I asked you.
Oh, God. Okay. Then you win, I guess.
Like always.
Uh-huh. The grossest thing is ice caps from Tim Hortons. I've heard of Tim Hortons, but obviously never been there because it is far away.
Do I think a group of longfin pandacories? Yes. And a group of stir-bite cories? Yes. Would get along in a large tank? Yes. I think all cories would get along for the most part. There are some, like the semi-aqualis, that you can only keep one of in a tank, but they still get along with other species of corridoras. So a very bizarre species, and I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, boo-hoo. Aquarium Co-op is such a cool area. You have to stay out and about. I love that area.
It's not about staying out and about. It's the drive.
It's the drive. It's the
the
freeway.
drive.
It's the only... Let me tell you. I've told him, and I'm going to tell you. If there were surface streets or a way to get from where we are out there, because proximity-wise, it is not that far. Like in Sacramento, I can get from downtown Sacramento out to Auburn without taking a freeway if I really wanted to. It'll take 5 times as long, but sometimes that's what I want to do. There is no good way to not take the freeway, and the freeway here is a shit show at all times, like, or most of the time. There's different waves of traffic, and you're almost guaranteed to get oh, hi, my friend. You're almost guaranteed to get caught in some type of traffic, and that's my beef. I like Edmonds. Edmonds is nice. I've told him it reminds me a lot of certain areas. There's a hair right in my face. Certain areas in Sacramento that I really enjoy. It's very nice in Edmonds. That's my buddy. He's the nicest lizard that we own. I've had him for so long. He is the sweetest lizard there ever was in life. No one is nicer than this lizard. I swear to God. He is a joy. He is a joy, and I cannot stress it. Hi, buddy. Although you're gonna try and be dumb and walk right off his shoulder, because that's what you're not the smartest guy. Not the smartest. I love how Schneider skinks love to climb and are so bad at it that they just fall off of everything. But they keep trying. They're never deterred.
I'm looking forward to going to the co-op when the expansion opens.
Yeah, I'm excited to see everything.
It would be really cool to get a private tour done.
Oh.
Mm.
How do we make that
Mhm.
happen? Seems like a tall order.
Maybe a tour video that could release on opening day even. Hmm.
Wow.
I'm sure he's already doing that on his channel.
Scoot over. We're coming with.
Boo-hoo. So my first spotted Congo using my co-op rubber bands on the band A Good Monday. I don't know why that confused me for a second, but I did have to pause and reread that.
Traffic is worse here than I've ever experienced in the Bay Area. The only time I've ever experienced worse Bay Area traffic was a Giants A's game, and I was in the middle of downtown when it happened, and everybody was trying to leave at the same time, and I sat in downtown for 2 hours.
Hey, Seattle just won the worst city with potholes award.
Woo!
We have the worst potholes
Woo.
here, apparently.
It's pretty bad, and I come from a place where they're pretty bad, and it is pretty bad. I much rather would drive in the Bay Area than drive here. Because I'm used to driving there. It's a different kind of traffic there. Everybody speeds really fast.
Fish Fam Link says, join as a channel member for exclusive benefits.
I'm sorry, samples have rounded bottom? What?
All right, we have a fish question here, and I
Oh.
lost it. It's about unheated, heaterless tanks, 67 to 71 degrees, ideas, types of quarries, the salt and pepper quarries. Almost all quarries would be okay in that, to be honest. Black skirt tetras. I've actually never in my life kept a black skirt tetra. So I don't know about that one, but
Gymnogeophagus species would do really well in that temperature, and they're a good size.
Buenos Aires tetras can go
Oh,
really cold. I
those
feel
are
like
cool.
I have to turn my mic down a little.
Bueno.
I keep peeking in the red. That can't be fun. So the Paleotis quarries, yellow rainbows, if you're into rainbows, can go pretty cold. I've kept mine down into the 50s, and they have spawned in that cold of water. So
Barbara, that's correct. We have bad traffic, but tons of huge freeways. That we do not have that here. There's one freeway.
also bloodfin tetras would be another one for
Ooh.
unheated aquariums.
Bloodfins might be my favorite.
Probably the
suggestion
best
there.
schooling tetra out there. However, you definitely need tight lids.
Phew, those MFers jump. I tell you what. Tacoma must be a close second. Wait, to what? Traffic-wise? Yeah, it sucks. Tacoma sucks. The traffic's bad there, too. Portland sucks. Like, all these horrible traffic. Oh, bags. I see. Here in New Jersey, we have sinkholes. I'll take potholes. Yeah, I don't want a sinkhole. That sounds unfun. I am into rainbows. Good. As you should be. I still love my precox. Nashville traffic is insane. I could imagine Nashville sucks traffic-wise because of all of the stupid people that lived in my old city have moved there. So now they're clogging up your traffic, too.
Excited for the co-op shipping bags. I hope they have corners pressed. I also hate doing that. Next samples coming have rounded bottoms.
That's the rounded bottom comment. Yeah.
What is the most expensive Corridor species you know? Probably the Hephaestus or the Fireball Cory.
expensive.
They've come down. I think the cheapest I've seen them is 200, but there's still people out there trying to sell them for 500. The Vulcan Cory is also really expensive. There's some expensive scleromastics out there. But yeah, you can expect to pay about $200 to $500 for the most expensive.
Two. I love colony breeding emperor tetras. I love emperor tetras. They're great. Little jerks. Corridor is Carle. Is it Carle? Is that what it is? Also temperature tolerant. Which ones are those? I don't know what those are.
Those are
Yeah.
the ones that Nope, I don't think Dan had them when you were there. He had them when I was there.
Oh.
Corridor is Carlier, and they would be in this background video, except after the fact, we were informed that those are not actually Carlier.
Lies. How
Carly,
unfortunate.
Carla's. So I don't know. I don't know which ones those ones were.
I thought you were saying all the people in Nashville. No, I was saying all the transplants from Sacramento because I know so many people that have moved to Nashville in the last 5 years. So they're all effing it up for all the natives, I'm sure. Always is what happens.
Barbara says, I still can't believe the Findig and the Co-op grand opening is on the same weekend.
Oh, is it really?
Apparently, I didn't know.
The fish world. Big things happening. Big things. Fun really starts in
So
April.
little.
Construction season starts. Now that's brutal. Tell me about it. I used to work in construction. Not physically.
You heard her. Tell her about it.
What? What?
The Tub Pond Handbook. Hey, Corey. Dr. Ted. Wait. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. He wrote is that...
I will say the Coletti Tetra is one of my
Yeah, they're
all-time
nice.
favorite Tetras.
They're nice.
Day off and changing water. Now, that just confirms. What did I say earlier? We don't get a lot of people here, but we get quality people
We do
here.
get quality people. Dr. Ted's fun to say, too. My favorite fish ever, which I just posted about this today. My favorite fish I've ever owned, his name was Ted. Love of my life, that guy. Next to him. After you.
Wet Spot had young fireball Corys for $90 a while back. That was like a special with my code. But yeah, that's still pretty dang cheap for that fish. And even though everyone was like, I'm not paying $100 for a Cory, they sold out like the first day. So just remember, like anything, right? Some people are willing to pay that price and some people aren't.
All it takes is one person who they're worth it to, you know? That's it. I do not heat any of my tanks. I'm in Florida and keep the house 73 to 76 all year. Never had any issues with any tropicals, but avoided discus and rams as I thought that might be too cold for those. You could be right there. They can be kept at lower temperatures, but not always successfully. Depends, right?
Happy 60th birthday, Dr. Ted.
Woo!
Oh,
Happy B-Day. Happy B-Day.
Dr. Ted, author of the lesser-known Muck Tub Handbook as well.
Look how pretty those pikes are. Just lovely fish. Cannot say enough good things. Whoa!
So I guess the question is, Barbara, are you going to go to the Findig or are you going to go to the Co-op Grand Opening?
Oh, shoot. Choices. Findig, you can drive. Well, you could drive to the co-op, too, but that'd be a much longer drive. Much longer.
Aquatic Moose wants to know, milk snake in a bioactive, is drainage layer a bad idea in case they dig?
No, I wouldn't say it's a bad idea as long as you have a nice sturdy screen or something and you've made it so they can't get underneath of it and not be able to get themselves back out. If that makes sense. And also, depending on what species you have, like what type, they don't necessarily need that much moisture. I mean, they can have a good amount, don't get me wrong. They need a good amount, but like it could be a little much. But I don't think it would be a problem as long as there's no easy access for them to get in. Aw, today's his birthday and he's hanging out with us. I do feel special.
Mitchell says, I'm currently producing a boatload of fireballs. I got my group before Wet Spot had their good deal on them.
Oh, eesh. I believe the Findig site does have functioning fire sprinklers.
Barbara, you got that right. $100 isn't what it used to be.
It sure isn't.
Although I will say the last couple trips to the grocery store have been a lot cheaper than I anticipated. So hopefully
I know you said that.
prices are finally coming down. Who knows?
Ah,
Probably the
sigh.
Findig. It's a difficult choice. Is it? I mean, no offense to the co-op, but the Findig is once a year. The co-op is still going to be there the next weekend.
There probably be
Right.
quite a few people at the co-op opening, I would assume. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's a fair
it's
point,
going to be
too.
pretty busy, so
The
maybe...
question is, are they going to have a taco truck?
Oof,
That would
that
be
is the
cool.
question. Or, you know, it's close. Habit Burger. Still haven't taken you to Habit Burger yet. And I really would like some, because it's delicious. Some fried green beans.
Oh, Jennifer has the same question. She had to go pick up her kids, so she didn't hear.
Oh, what?
Yes, your Supernaturals jungle river sand is
Yeah.
okay for
Yep.
Geophagus.
Biggest thing with sand for any Geophagus or Gymnogeophagus or Earth Eater in general is just fine sand that is soft and not
And you remember now.
jagged.
Oh, that's why we've lost. I like, man, there's not a lot of grays anymore, but I guess a lot of them got turned
Yep,
into members without
they
their
did.
knowledge.
Tis true.
Dan is speaking at
Yeah,
Findig.
he is. I saw that. I told him. I was like, oh, that's cool. Too bad we won't be able to make
Who
it.
else? Gary Lang.
Gary Lang.
And who else? Is there anyone else on the website yet?
There's some other. I think there's another girl. I can't remember her name, but she's a photographer, and I can't remember if she's just doing a regular meeting or if she's doing Findig. But sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. No, Candy, don't say that. Why? It sucks here. Well, have you been to the? You've been to the good one, huh?
Everything sucks here.
You've been to the one in, but you've been to one in California, and now you know better.
There's no good food here. There's none.
Ugh. It's so annoying. I come from the
This
land
is
of
the
good
worst
food.
place for food.
I'd say that Sacramento rivals San Francisco for food at this point. Like with all the, we've got Michelin star restaurants now, and we can't even get a freaking like mom and pop restaurant in this place. It's so sad.
Fish room science question. Sounds impossible to answer. How long for a
Oh.
frozen crayfish to thaw? For feeding from 0 degrees Fahrenheit, I wouldn't want to eat a frozen rock, and I'm betting the big puffers do not either. Well, we would have to know the size of your tank and the temperature of your water, and then I can give you the algebraic equation for that problem.
Always have a taco truck co-op just closed on Monday, Tuesday. Duh.
Y'all want some great food? Rochester, New York, home of the world famous garbage plate. That sounds like something I would like, considering I used to eat a lot of garbage. But now I get home cooked meals.
Yep. That's right, he does. I home cooked lunch for the first time in a while.
Wait, so happy for you, Matt. Let me know when you want more. I want more. What is it? What's talking about?
Jesus.
So now we got John Oliver here too. What's up, buddy?
Hello. Where?
He says, "Hey, fish family, happy
Oh.
Monday."
Yep, I see. Now I see.
Steenfott, what do you got to love more, corridors or rainbow fish? Probably rainbow fish still.
I like cichlids. No one asked, but waiting for background to come in that can start shaping my 75-gallon aquarium. You know, I hate waiting on stuff like that where you can't move forward until you have that piece, you know? I'd be an idiot and just do it anyways, and then I have to make more work for myself.
Oh, snails. You got excess snails? It sounds like you need a puffer fish.
Aquatic moose, we never see her. She
no.
lives underneath her water bowl.
She was out and about the other day. It's the first time I've seen her in probably a month.
I took her out. I just reached underneath there and I took her out. She didn't get mad at me. Didn't
Yanks
try
her
and-
out of her hole.
No, she was fine. She just chilled and she was good. She's good. And then she ate that day or the next day. I love the Habit sweet potato fries and the batter deep fried good. The green beans are freaking delicious. God, that sounds good right now. Man, I can't do that
Green
to myself.
beans never sound delicious.
They're deep fried.
I don't care. They're still green beans.
Okay.
Update on the thawing stats. Crayfish, 0 degrees. Tank water, 80 degrees. 20 gallons of water. They thaw in a German breeding ring. All right, let me do the computations here real
I was
quick.
gonna say, how are you gonna figure this one out? Interesting. The Habit just has a simple menu, which I appreciate. I don't like I hate restaurants like the Cheesecake Factory where you have like 90 pages of 800 per page. It's just have like a few really good things. Be really good at what you do. Don't try and overdo it. That's my motto. I'm in SoCal and the Habit here is delicious. That's where it started, if I'm correct. I believe that's where it came from. We used to have this really good restaurant in Sacramento called Coconut's Fish Cafe, and they are only in Hawaii, as far as I know. And they were
How
only...
much surface agitation?
Oh God, he really is doing it.
Because if it's thawing, I'm assuming it's floating on the surface. Just saying.
Anyways,
So
yeah.
in that case, I would need to know room temperature as well. Because some of it is still technically in room temperature.
The sad thing, Barbara, is he would like it. It's just good burgers, like.
Bob House of Puppers, did your pig get over the skin issues? Negative. It just gets worse and worse.
It's so bad.
And worse and worse. We've been through 4, maybe 5 vets. I don't even remember at this point. And now I don't even feel like taking him to the vet because they just want money. It's like, oh, he's going to need another blood draw. We got to test the blood. We got to do a blood. We got to do a panel. We got to do this, that. And I'm like, you're not solving the problem. He's fine in every other aspect. He's never had a negative test ever, but they still want to do it because they get the money. I don't trust them any more than I trust doctors these days.
The initial blood work is understandable, but the fact that he's been to multiple places and had it done, they still can't fix the problem is a little...
The answer is 42. That is the universal number.
SAS meeting roundtable closed unexpectedly. New location. I know I saw that and I was really happy because Mountain Mike's is so much better than Roundtable. So, yay! I hate Gold River
they
is a
sink
pain
while
in the
frozen.
butt to
Okay.
get to. No offense to anybody who lives like I know many people that live in Gold River. I have family that has lived in Gold River. It is so hard to get out there. But it's hard to get out to anywhere
Did you
out
say
there.
how big the crayfish were?
Candy's going to cook. Hi, Candy. Bring your headphones to the kitchen.
I forgot to ask the size of the crayfish.
Is the pup allergic to something? Maybe that's what I hear connected to skin. What I think personally is that he's got multiple contributing factors to this
I
problem.
think he's allergic to many things.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, and I think his gut balance is all thrown off as a result. I think there's other mitigating factors. You know what I mean? Like there's multiple things that are causing issues for him, and they're all connected, but they're not. They're independent of each other. Oh, Coco was having... What'd you guys do, Jenna? Like, what ended up working? Did you fix it, or what ended up happening there? Because I would love suggestions.
The only thing that has ever worked is prednisone, and obviously you can't be on prednisone long term.
Destroy livers.
Johnny Best with the $1.50. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But at this point, given his age and the severity of the problem, I think it might just be best to keep him on prednisone the rest of his life until it's time, you know? Because he's not living a happy life.
No, he's miserable, and he's miserable. He's not miserable, but he's itching is miserable for him. Like, it's not fair that he.
And it's definitely better in the summer, so humidity plays a role in it. The wetness.
Honestly, that was another plus to moving to a climate that's a lot drier, like in Sacramento, where he can dry out and not be so itchy, and he gets really bad yeast infections in his skin and his ears, and it's so sad. It's really not fun at all. White dogs, man. I tell you what.
5 inches long. Okay, let me plug this into my calculator here.
He's been on a raw diet. Sorry, excuse me. He's been on a raw diet.
I've been on every single diet.
Yeah, you would not believe the amount of food just since I've been here that we've tried for him. Like, we're constantly trying things to see if it can help him. Corey, I think he did Apiquel. Didn't you do Apiquel once?
Apiquel didn't do anything. Cytopoint, the injections didn't do. Apiquel did nothing. I was like,
that's what we got when I first got here was the Apiquel.
So I was like so excited for Apiquel because the vet refused to prescribe it. That's the one I was seeing at the time because it was like the cheapest solution that he was offering. And finally I was like, look, I don't want any of that. I've done all the other stuff. Give me Apiquel. And I was certain I was going to do it, but it didn't do it.
He's got some gnarly stuff going on. I've never seen anything like it. I saw the same vet in Sacramento for many years, and I'm hoping that maybe we might be able to get some type of help there, too. Anxiety. We had a nervous dog once who got... He's not nervous. He doesn't give a shit about anything. That dog is so unfazed by anything. I have not seen him bothered ever.
Take him shooting. He doesn't care about... shooting. He doesn't care about fireworks. He doesn't care about anything.
He literally, and their entire day is
according to my calculations, Mountaintop, it'll be 15 to 20 minutes.
Stephen and Jenna apparently experienced that because yes, the entire day is devoted to itching and licking. And
that means my entire day is devoted to stopping him from doing that, trying to get him to not itch as much with lotions and shampoos and conditioners and sprays and.
So many foods and just all the
Zyrtec and Benadryl and the many myriads of other. Like if I don't give him Zyrtec, I give him Zyrtec. If I miss that, it makes a pretty big difference. But it doesn't. It's not strong enough to completely help him all the way.
It's things we've noticed things help, but never alleviate the problem. The problem is still there. The underlying cause of it is still present. Corey from Aquarium Co-op, indeed.
What?
One and the same. Oh, Jennifer, because I said Corey.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Corey.
It's that co-op guy.
Yep.
That coop guy.
Whoop whoop. Hello, Corey.
I was gonna wear my new freshwater is the best water shirt, but it got all wrinkled in the laundry.
I know. I saw that they all just sat there in a pile. Unfortunately,
well, I didn't fold it soon enough.
I made a big old deal about this shirt, and I don't even have it on.
Hey, look at that. I said 15 to 20 minutes, and Dave comes in 18 minutes and 27 seconds. I just wanted... there's few varying factors like the water flow. You know, is it in stagnant water? Is it is there flow? So I just want to say 15, 20 minutes, generality.
Our pup had bad skin issues. Luckily, was solved with double dose of salmon oil in her food every day. We've tried that.
Salmon oil.
We did that. We've done it.
Tried salmon
meds.
oil from non-salmon sources, if that makes sense. Tried probiotics. I've run the gambit. And not only have I done everything, I've done everything more than once.
Yeah.
I've tried raw food diet many times. I've tried different types of raw food diet. I've tried different meat sources of raw. I've even done elk. I've done kangaroo. Like I've gone through everything.
When he says he's done it because believe me, like
This has been going on since probably 2019 at this point. I got him in 2017. In his first couple years, he could eat anything. He had no problems. But now as he gets older, it just gets worse and worse. Derek Palmer, welcome to the Dream Team, buddy.
hello.
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 Says I can't be gray. Hey, the Grays have been doing a good job tonight.
Yeah, they have. Coming
Although
in clutch.
They're turning into blues, or greens, which is what we want. That's the whole point.
Oh my god, no, I don't think we can try giraffe. I think we draw the line at giraffe.
Usually when you buy giraffe meat, it's just goat. Like they're just scamming you.
It's all just goat. I had a guy at the pharmacy recognize my old-timey co-op zippered hoodie a few days ago. First time in the wild. That wasn't at a club meeting. That's cool. That's cool. We only had that person at the grocery store is the only person who ever said anything.
Except the coroner who was pulling my friend's dead body out of the house decided to be like, oh, Aquarium Co-op. I watch that channel. I'm like, you think this is the time for that?
It makes me angry.
Do you really think?
Like, I can't even hear you talk about it because it just
As
makes
you're
me
dropping
so...
his body down the flight of stairs because you couldn't carry him?
I can't even handle it.
Unbelievable.
Like, it's not okay.
How many Geophagus Tapajos would you put in a 75
6.
gallon? Not 8?
No.
Not 7?
No.
Not 5?
No.
6?
Just
6 it is.
around 6.
Final answer, 6.
You could do 5
Ding,
to
ding,
10.
ding, ding.
6 would be perfect, I feel like, and let them get You'll have to get juveniles. It's
Giraffes are
going
just
to pay a lot
stretched
for
out
'em.
goats. Sorry.
I mean, kind of.
Funny comment.
They will be a little. I've noticed the Tapajos can be a little butt-heady to each other when they're growing out, but don't let it scare you. They'll establish a pecking order.
If I can bring it back to how much I hate veterinarians now.
Oh.
One of the things I really hate. Okay, so I've been doing this, like I said, since 2019. I've been going through this. The only thing that works is prednisone. So when he has like a really bad outbreak and he's like to the point where he's itching and scratching that he's making himself bleed, like I feel like I should be able to just call up the vet and say, prescribe me some prednisone. Like I need it like now because it is instant. Within minutes of him taking prednisone, he turns into a puppy. He's back to his normal step. But no, I got to go in. I got to draw the blood. Sometimes they make me do a urine sample. It's just like,
The one thing.
give me the freaking, and prednisone costs like $1.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Like, and so they're not making any money on it. They have to like do all this other crap. And maybe that's just I'm a conspiratard. I don't know, but it is so freaking frustrating that I just can't be like, look, we all know you know the problem. I know the problem. We know it works. I need this right now. It's really bad. But no, I got to go spend $300 to get $10 worth of prednisone and turn his life around.
I do think that for most vets that you don't see regularly, they are trying to make money. My vet would never have charged me unnecessarily for that kind of stuff, but I do feel like with certain medications like prednisone, because it affects their liver and their different things in their body so much, they want to make sure they're not in like any compromised position. But I also think you saw some of these vets so close together that you should have been able to take those records and they should have worked off that, not
Well, that's the
started
thing. Every
all
time I
over.
go to a new vet, they're like, "Who's your old vet?" I tell them. They get the records, and they don't care.
No, they don't. I believe
But I'm telling
that.
you, everything in this town is the worst. The food is the worst. The vets are the worst. The doctors, everything. The grocery stores are the worst. This town is dog shit. Literally the worst town in the
We
world.
drive like 20 miles to go to the doctor because I picked I wanted a good doctor, and so
Anyways,
like
I found an actual fish comment to kind of bring
Okay.
me back to reality,
All
and now I
right.
can't find it.
Damn
Oh,
it.
here it is. Mark63, what's up, dude? I caught a big long-eared sunfish a few days ago, and they look like aquarium fish. They do. So a lot of people keep sunfish in their aquariums.
Corey. Like, shut up.
Yes, actually, he does. We give him tacky-nized water
Every
now.
time.
Tacky-nized.
I
Where's
can't.
the coconut oil rub? Actually helps a lot. But
I love my dad.
it's coconut oil.
My dad's the best.
I love your dad too. I hope he's watching because I'm very appreciative.
Thank you for always bringing that up, Corey. I appreciate that. Really, the childhood trauma just
Steven
comes flooding back
says
in.
we have some crappy
God
vets,
dang it.
like the kind that want to buy whatever food brand. I
Yeah.
know.
I didn't have a vet like that.
So I'm gonna tell you, my
Yeah.
husky was allergic to corn,
Oh.
and I go to the
That's
vet,
right.
and they're like, "Oh, she's." First of all, I told them that they didn't know. I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Does she have any allergies?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's allergic to corn." She's like, "Oh, you should get this food that we sell here. It's so good for corn allergies." I look at it like the first ingredient is cornmeal.
They don't even know.
Like the first 3 out of 4 ingredients were corn, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
No, see, I didn't have a vet like that. If I had a vet like that, I'd be the same way. But I was very
This is the last
fortunate.
time I ever saw it.
I was very fortunate. My vets cared a lot, and like I was telling him, the letter that the owner of the vet practice that I saw wrote me after my cat passed away, I'll never go anywhere else. Like it wasn't just one of those, oh my God, we're so sorry. Like they were along with me for this whole brutal thing I went through, and like I will always see them. Plus, they don't charge unnecessarily for things, which I think is very rare. So, hit or miss. There, it's like having a good mechanic or someone to do your hair. You gotta have.
Understand how
faith.
many hours doctors spend on the phone. Yeah. I'm not like trying to shame all doctors and all vets. I'm just saying
No.
you're much more likely to find a bad vet or doctor than a good one. That's
When
all.
I think that some people, like some vets, think when they see you trying different vets, like, oh, you just vet hop, but when in reality, it's like trying to find a good doctor. You have to find what's right for you and get to that point, and it's hard. You can't. The first one doesn't always work out. Sometimes the second one doesn't work out. You really have to find the right one. So.
I literally went to a doctor once, and he's like, no testing at all. He just sat there and was like, you have psoriatic arthritis.
That's insane.
We have this medication. It's $20,000 a month, but your insurance does cover it. We checked. And I'm like, where is this coming? Psoriatic arthritis? Like,
That's crazy.
Because he looked at my toes and my toenails. And he was like, because with psoriatic arthritis, your toenails and sometimes your fingernails get all messed up, right? So all he did was look at my toenails, but he didn't know that my toes got run over by a forklift and all exploded. That's why my toenails look like that. No diagnostics at all. And I was like, that's not right. No. And then like 3 days later, my insurance company calls me and they're like, you have this order for this medication and we don't cover it. That's way too expensive. So then he also lied to me about my insurance. They literally said, we called your insurance and they will cover it. So
Yeah, don't get me started on all that.
anyways, I digress. I don't want to get too far off. I'm just...
Yeah, Hill's Science Diet's shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's shit. They're in cahoots.
So anyways, pumpkin seed would also be awesome.
Yeah,
to
they
take.
would.
I agree.
Those are great.
We have sunfish in our fish room right now.
Sunfish are very cool, very underrated.
Sadie's doctor is Chelsea's doctor, and she is marvelous.
I really, she just had a baby too, and it's nice because I'm like, okay, let me ask all these personal questions, and she answers them. It's so nice.
And the doctor that we had prior that delivered the baby was absolutely
Oh my
marvelous.
God, I
too.
loved her. She
says,
she's so
No
fun.
fat babies. Let your baby run around. Don't carry him everywhere. We don't want fat babies.
She's from Russia, and her sense of humor is very deadpan, and I love that. Like, I knew the minute she walked in, the first time we met her, and the first words out of her mouth were, "I have to make this about me." And I was like, "Oh my God, I love this woman." Like, she's because I was worried. I don't get along with everybody easily, and so like I was like, this person's gonna be taking a child out of me. I want to like her. I like her a lot.
Can we hear the toes explosion story in more detail?
Haven't you told it?
I feel like I've told
You've
it
told
enough.
it a couple times.
I don't know. Some people don't like when I tell it.
I
think it's pretty funny.
I don't think it's funny. I just can't believe it happened, frankly. Is like, I can't believe any that you were just like, well, I get why, but like didn't unfettered by it for a while.
I started making Lola's food. She really likes it too, but sure does stink. She gets around better. Yeah, when my husky got older and I was ignorant about the raw food diet with dogs, and when she started having problems, that's when I researched it, and when I switched her to raw food, it was like she was a puppy again. It was night and day difference.
My dog would not consume and I've heard of other dogs having this issue. When I try to do raw with him, he wouldn't eat it all, and he would let it sit and rot, and it was very expensive the way I did it, and it was a waste. So I just figured out something else that worked from rehydrated
I've heard the
food.
toe explosion story enough. I feel Joel has too. I'm just trolling.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. Cool, just finishing up dinner. Let's hear the story.
Some of these doctors just play one on TV. That's
Yeah.
very accurate.
Again, I was very spoiled. I had a family doctor who took care of my grandparents, my mom at one point, and then me for like over 20 years, and she was amazing. And then when she retired, I was very depressed because she was that good. They don't make them like they used to. The thought of it makes my brain hurt. Wait, what does? What makes your brain hurt, Dave? Did I miss it?
All right, so we got about 10 more minutes, so if you have fish questions, get them in.
Yeah.
Or any really comments of that. When I question the act, I don't like to have any ideas what's going on, so now I get yours.
Oh, he had time. Is it Kismo? He had time. I tried it for an extended period. It did not. I wasn't going to keep wasting money and food.
It's like the opposite. If you start a dog on raw food as a puppy and feed them that, and then if they're like 4 years old, you try to give them kibble, they won't eat it because they don't know what it is. They're like, what is this? This is like trash.
My dog was not driven by food at all. He was
like our Doberman.
Oh my God, he's just like the Doberman we have. He did not care. He wanted your attention, and if he thought he could get your attention over eating, he would pick the attention every time. So he liked food. He
Bob, I feel like you've seen Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
Hi, everybody.
He would be an improvement from the doctors I've seen.
I'd take Dr. Nick in a lot of situations, actually. Was he a puppy? No, he was 3, 4, right out of puppyhood, I guess. No, he was older. He was on he'd always been on other types of food, not just kibble. He had never just had
All right,
that.
back to Jennifer. With 5 geos, is that with other fish like rainbows, roseline sharks, tetras?
Oh, okay. So depending on the size of the tank, what was the size of the tank? 75? Is that what it was? I can't
75
remember.
or 55? I don't know.
I know.
I think
Okay,
it was
so
75.
no problem. Smaller rainbows. You don't want to pack too much in there. Like I wouldn't put. The 5 geos are good, and then like a schooling fish. The roseline sharks might be a little much, especially for the geos. I might avoid
Plus,
the roseline
roselines
sharks.
get pretty stocky.
They're about 5 inches and pretty
I
stout.
think they get bigger than that.
Really, the biggest ones I've seen are about 5 inches.
I had some monsters, but they were. I had
Really?
mine in a 240, so
They had, yeah. Well, I've heard them getting up to like 7, but I've seen them like 5 myself. But still, they're a little big. I would say go with like a good size schooling fish. Like you could definitely do rainbows. Rainbows would be fine. I kept rainbows with my geos at one point.
Hey, Bob Chelsea, are the black corridors still breeding well? Are they somewhat seasonal? What temp are you breeding them at? Ours sit in the mid to low 70s, depending on outside temperature. I wouldn't say they're seasonal, but all the rain and the storm we get here definitely helps. It makes it a lot easier.
Fish for life. Oh, sorry.
But I can get them to spawn even without like the rain and stuff.
I have not kept Neolebius, but I wanted them. I almost got them when we were at the wet spot one time.
Yeah, they were only like $13.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get them, but I haven't, and I really want to keep them because I really enjoy them. They're very cool.
Danny Thomas with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says my boxer goes to the same vet in Modesto, California, even though I live in Walnut Creek, California now.
Wow.
She doesn't do well. Wait, what? She doesn't do well due to fear aggression.
So that's, what's really interesting that you live in Walnut Creek, which first of all, my best friend's family's from Danville and my cousin lives in San Ramon, which sandwiches you basically in Walnut Creek. So I'm very familiar with Walnut Creek. The fact that you drive from Walnut Creek to Modesto speaks very highly of where you're taking your dog. That's because I don't think a lot of people want to do that drive. So good for you and that's great that you found somebody that takes care of your dog well. That's very important. Walnut Creek is very nice. Very nice.
Running Water says recommended breeding practices for South American tetras. Build an egg trap. It's going to be your best bet. Put them in a 10-gallon tank. Get yourself like some Tupperware. Put a screen over it so the eggs can fall in it. Or you could just line the bottom. I'm going to try to breed our Hyphesabricon wadii, I think. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a 10-gallon. I'm just going to line the bottom with moss. I'm going to let them do their thing for like a week and then pull the adults out and grow the fry out in the 10-gallon. That's the plan. I don't know if it'll work.
Moto Guppy, if you're talking about the Venezuelans, or we breed them and our water's pretty hard. So
For who now? Corridors?
yeah, black cories. Just got a group of the black cories hoping to breed them, but I think my water may be too hard.
We have hard water, but neutral pH.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. So, best treatment for gill flukes on guppies. Eek. I've never really.
So
dealt with
while
gill
I
flukes.
just spent an hour talking crap about veterinarians, I do have to remind you that I am not one myself. So I'm really hesitant to give out any type of medical advice. I've also been yelled at for giving out medical advice. So I would say do your research. It's to the point where I don't even like saying what I would do anymore, because I granted it's been a while, but someone was like, what would you do with if you had this? And I said it, and then the next live stream they're like, I did what you said and all my fish are dead. And so they blamed it on me, and I was like, well,
That's
your fish were probably
ridiculous.
going to die anyways, so.
Ramphonic, it's Walnut Grove and Little House on the Prairie. And that's, in Wisconsin, I think.
Mitchell Broom, Master Breeder Mitchell Broom says, I use a piece of stainless steel mesh that I cut to cover the bottom of a tank and bend up the middle. Then I put some moss over it for the egg scattering tetras. There you go.
Good call. We have the best vet in Escalon. Very caring, practical, and fair prices. There are still vets out there that just want to take care of your animals. Yes, they make money. They're always going to make money, but I believe there are still some good vets out there.
I will say, Moto Guppy, if I had 8.2 pH, if I had your water parameters, I would still try.
Minnesota. Yep, that's
I wouldn't try changing any of my water parameters until maybe like 2 months of no spawns. Bob, you have Steven now to be your fish police. Internal affairs.
Well, that's right. He's been hired.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't negotiate a price yet, though. Wait, Sista? What?
Addison's disease. I don't know what that is.
I've heard of it, and I can't recall what the specifics are, but I know I've heard of it.
I used to have a subscriber that was a vet that would help out. But it's been so long, I forget what his name was.
You know,
or
I've
I
been
would reach out to him.
very disillusioned with like exotic vets. I've taken my reptiles to vets, and I knew more than one of them. I remember the first one I met with, I was so annoyed. All she did was print me something off the internet. That literally, and it wasn't even, I have a northern blue tongue skink, and she was trying to give me care advice for an eastern. And I'm like, you're literally going to kill my animal if I listened to you and did that. But cool. Charge me anyways. It's fine.
That's like when I first went to college and they played YouTube videos, and I'm like, I'm paying you guys thousands of dollars to watch YouTube?
Yeah.
I am out of here. This is a waste of
I
money.
was pretty annoyed. The only thing that came from that was I had the poop tested for parasites, which I did want to make sure that there was no parasites. So whatever. And the vet techs were really nice, but that's generally always the case.
Johnny, Johnny, that's a pretty vague question. Says, what's the best pH to breed tetras? It really depends on the specific tetra, but most are going to like softer water, lower pH. And I think that's it. It is 5:30. We got to get ready for the members stream in about 15 minutes. Let me go back to...
Later, all you grays.
Later,
Just
hosen.
kidding. Just kidding.
Where are we at here? Here we are.
I don't know. Who knows?
There we go. All right, thanks everyone for coming out. I hope there's a noticeable improvement on the audio. I'm excited to rewatch this later, and hopefully it is better since we're back to these microphones. Hello from East Kentucky. Thanks, very informative. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it.
Curtis.
I know more than you, says Ron Swanson.
Amen.
But anyways, I hope you all have a great week. We will be back next Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And for all the new members, we will be back. We take the dogs out, we refresh our beverages, change a diaper, and then we will be back in about 15 or so minutes. Otherwise, take advantage of these discount codes scrolling across your stream. Go buy fish. It really helps us out, and you get a discount. And more importantly, you get new fish. And what's more fun than that?
Nothing.
Otherwise, any last words for you?
No, just want to hear about fish you guys buy, so
Go
you
buy
have to
fish?
buy them to go buy the fish.
Yeah, go buy. You gotta guess. That's your tagline. You made that.
I don't have a tagline.
You were the one that started. Go buy
Go
fish.
buy fish.
Oh, they're not gonna buy fish. Like, be excited.
Go buy fish. Ugh.
Ugh.